Hi guys, Tony Sparrow again from the Warren's Occult Museum. Behind me, I think it's in reverse, but you can see it says Barnes and Noble. Welcome Ed and Lorraine Warren, investigators of the supernatural, authors of In a Dark Place, signing and discussion, Sunday, December 6th. Those are the days. I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the paranormal realm. I think I talked a little bit before about ghosts and devils and demons, but are there other kinds of spirits? One would wonder. Yeah, there are. There's elemental type spirits, the little fairies and sprites, and leprechaun type spirits of legend and lore. But remember that every legend, every lore has a modicum of truth to it somewhere. Anytime you hear those kind of stories, there is an element of truth. Now, there's a story that Ed tells. I think he told it on one of his television programs, or Secrets of the Supernatural, that we did way back about 20, 21, 22 years ago. He talked about on St. Patrick's Day going out to a forest. And actually, the forest was in Massachusetts. It was a nice wooded stand of pines that Ed would go to. And if it comes to me while I'm speaking to you, I'll give you the name of the town. But anyway, he was there on St. Patty's Day. He drove up there, and he said it was a windy, almost a wintry kind of a day where snow flurries would be in the air. So he went up to this, drove up alone. Ed used to drive alone. He was an amateur rock hound, amateur geologist, and he used to go look for rocks and stuff, quartz and garnets and things like that. He drove all the way up to Massachusetts, this place, can't remember the town yet, but it'll come to me. And he walked into this forested area just to be alone. And he said it was really spooky, really eerie to walk through this tall stand of pines all in a row. He believed it was man-made, and on the ground was all pine needles. And he walked and he walked and he walked. And then he got tired. He said, I think I'll just sit here underneath a tree and just relax. So he does. He sits himself down in front of a pine tree, and as he's sitting there, he's looking around at nature, and he just happens to glance down, and he sees this little green thing. And he's wondering, what the heck is that? He didn't have his glasses. He left them in the car. And he goes, what the heck is this little green thing? And he goes, and first he thought it was a bottle cap or something. And then he reaches down and picks it up, and it was a little green hat, plastic. And at least he thought it was. He wasn't sure until he got back to his car. He said, well, this is kind of funny, if that's really a green little hat, like a leprechaun's hat. So he walked back slowly, made his way back to his car on the road, and then he got in the car and found his glasses and looked, and lo and behold, it was a little green plastic leprechaun type hat, and inside of it was stamped the number 17. Now, what are the odds of someone driving up hours away from your house to a stand of pine trees in Massachusetts, in another state, and then sitting under one particular tree, and you look down and there's a little green hat to almost commemorate St. Patrick's Day? Well, Ed found it that way. Ed was really fascinated by the coincidence. But then later he told me, Tom, there's no such thing as coincidence. There's something called synchronicity in this world, where things just mesh together in the order that they're supposed to mesh together. So he did tell me that he believed that there are such things as sprites, elementals, fairies, and such, other than regular human and inhuman spirits. Now, more on inhuman spirits. We call them inhuman because they never walked the face of the earth in human form. They're actually what we're talking about, are demonic spirits. In fact, when somebody talks about a poltergeist, our society, and Ed Warren in particular, believe that a poltergeist is nothing more than a devil or a ghost. A devil or a demon. Even though it's a German word for mischievous or noisy ghost. But poltergeists are not benign. They can be very, very evil. And that's what we found out in a lot of investigations when we think it's a poltergeist case and it turns out to be more demonic, more evil than that. Human spirits, again, we talked about human spirits before. But human spirits, you know, are all over around us. Human spirits are all around us. Spirits that have not passed on. If you look in the woods behind your house or in a wooded area like Ed was in, or any woods, or any backyard, you take photographs, even with your iPhone or your Samsung or whatever you got, and you take photos, sometimes you'll see faces looking at you from the woods. Now, what are those faces? Are they a figment of your imagination? Well, sometimes they are. Sometimes it's your mind trying to form a face, a recognizable image to you, to your eyes, in your brain. But other times it's clearly defined person. In fact, in our backyard, I didn't take it. Judy took pictures. My wife took pictures of the woods in the back of our house, and then when we looked at them closer and zoomed in on them, we could see faces. In fact, we saw two little men or girls or children or little boy. I can't remember what they were. I think they were just maybe a boy and a girl. I don't know. Peeking out from behind the tree at us. The outline of a human entity. Now, are there animal ghosts? Yes. Animal spirits? Yes, there are. Have you ever lost a pet? If you lost a pet, then you know that it was a loved creature. Anyone who owns a pet for any length of time, at least most people, at least Judy and me and Ed and Lorraine, when you love an animal, it's like loving a family member. It is a family member, in fact. It's not like a family member. It's a family member to us and to a lot of people. And Ed used to say all the time to me, any animal that's loved by a man or a woman, loved by a human, survives the grave. And what does he mean by that? It survives death. In other words, your love for that soul, for that dog, that cat, that bird, that ferret, or whatever it is, will survive the grave. In other words, will live on in spirit realm, and you'll be waiting for you when you pass. You know, it's going to be a busy reconnection for a lot of people, especially for Judy and me, as long as we go to the right place. And I'm hoping it's heaven, because I do believe that all dogs do go to heaven and all animals go because they're so innocent. They're innocent. They don't have a jealous, really jealous or hateful bone in their body. Only time they get mad is if you provoke them or if you try to take their food away. All they want to do is eat and play and find food. So, in my opinion, they're pure. They're pure of heart. And anything that's pure of heart goes to heaven, in my opinion. So it's going to be a busy reconnection, or what's the word I'm looking for? Reconciliation or meeting of us when we pass, because we lost a lot of pets, lost a lot of cats, and many dogs in our lifetime. And each time I lost the dog, I cried like a baby. I don't know about you. Ed cried like a baby. Lorraine cried like a baby. Judy cried like a baby. Why? Because they're part of our family. There's something that God created for us. It's for us to love and enjoy. So our spirit's real, yes. Your spirit, your animals are going to live on because you love them. God in His grace and His mercy is not going to allow you to enjoy so much and with such love an animal and then never see them again for eternity. That's not my belief. Hope it's not yours either. My belief is that we live on, we never die. That's the beauty part. And our animals are going to be with us, and our loved ones will be with us too. I'm just wondering though, you know, when I pass, will I be able to talk to or see whoever I want? Will I be able to say, hey, there's Elvis Presley, let me go say hi. Hey, there's President Kennedy, let me go say hi. You wonder, huh? That's part of the wonders of the world, wonders of the universe. Will we be able to see others that we want to see? Because as far as my teachings are concerned, and what I've learned is that nobody's better than the other person on the other side, just like they're no better here. You know, famous celebrities no better than you, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, the most famous celebrity in the world is no better than the most crummy-looking homeless person in the world. That crummy-looking homeless person could have a better heart. That's this side. A better heart than any celebrity. How do you know? That's why I always treat everyone with respect and kindness, because that's what they deserve. You know, imagine God or Jesus Christ peeking over your shoulder when you're walking down the street, and he sees how you react with a homeless person, one of his creations. Every single thing that God created for a reason, and God loves all his creations. God is a perfect entity. He created you as a perfect person too. No matter what people think, you're perfect. Even though sometimes we do imperfect things, it's our behavior that's different. But I miss Ed, I miss Lorraine terribly. And Ed taught me so much in my life. Now, I don't talk a lot about my family, my mom and dad, my brother, a lot, because they weren't anybody of notoriety. So what would you care to learn about them, except just to say that I lost my mom when I was 17 years old. And I lost my mom when I was 17 and she was 45. She had a massive heart attack. And she passed away immediately on the kitchen floor in front of me, and I was alone with her at home. And that was probably the most terrible thing that's ever occurred to me, other than 6 years later, my brother died of cancer at 27 years old, and I was 23, and he was 4 years older than me, and he was my hero. And he was a police officer, and I became a police officer because of him. And then in 1986, when I was about just 35 and a half or so, in June of 86, my father died of an aneurysm of the abdominal aorta. So when I was 35, I lost every immediate member of my family by then, and it was tough. It was tough losing my mom when I was 17. In fact, I wore black for a year after that. People in school would make fun of me. What are you wearing black for again today, Tone? For? And I would just fluff it off. That's the Italian way of mourning. I learned that from my grandparents and my aunts and uncles, that they used to wear black for, some of them for years. But I wore black for a year for my mom, in memory of my mom, and I still think of her every day, and it's been 52 years. But the solace I have is knowing that she will be waiting for me, because I know she went to heaven, and I'm trying my darndest to get there. Have I done any bad things in my life? You darn tootin'. I've done some bad things that I'm terribly ashamed of now that I've done. But I try to make amends. It's not what you've done in the past, it's what you're going to do going forward that counts now. You cannot change the past, but you can create the kind of future you want. You could be that perfect person, or as close to perfection as you could possibly get. You could be that kind, loving entity. You could love one another. You could help one another. Do I give to a food bank during this crisis? Yes, I do. Do I give money? Yes, I do. Am I rich? No, I'm not. Am I a millionaire? No, I'm not. Not even close. Was Ed a millionaire? Not even close. People thought they were, but they weren't. Because Ed and Lorraine never charged for their services. If someone offered expenses because they had to drive 500 miles, then Ed would take the expense money for gas. But he never asked for it. He would never say, hey, could I have some gas money? Never. If you get a paranormal investigator that you want to come to your house, excuse me, I just had some Coke, and all I'm doing is burping. Sorry. Very sorry about that. Some Coke Zero here that I'm not promoting. I don't have any stake in Coke Zero, because if I did, I would be a millionaire. But you know, he never charged. But if you get an investigator that wants to come out and charge you upfront money, don't do it. Do not do it. Because if you do that, how do you know they came out for the right reasons? Or did they come out just to make a buck? Is it a job to them? That's why I don't believe in going to psychic mediums, or psychics in general, or mediums, because what is their true intention? I've had people, when I was on a presentation with Ed and Lorraine, after the program we'd have a Q&A, then people would come up and want an autograph from Lorraine or Ed. They just push by me, of course, and say, excuse me, I want to get to Ed or Lorraine. And it was okay with me, because I was in the background. And a lot of times they would say to Lorraine, can you give me a reading, Lorraine? Can you tell me about myself? Can we go in the other room and I'll give you some money? They would say that right to her. And she'd look at him and say, "Oh, no, no, honey, no, I don't do that." But she'd say, "Well, you are a beautiful person, though. You have a beautiful aura." And Lorraine would tell the person about herself a little bit right there for free. Never charged $1 for a reading. You shouldn't go to psychic readers. You shouldn't go to those kind of people because they really, most of the time, have no clue about you. There are some people who are legitimately psychic, but a lot of them aren't. And a lot of them do cold readings, which anyone can learn with training, how to read someone and just ask them. You'd fish the questions to them, and you would craft your answer by their answer. And so don't do that, please. I don't want to see you lose your money. When we go on cases with the New England Society for Psychic Research now, we don't charge a penny, and we don't ask for a penny in compensation of any sort. If someone, like I said, says, "Here's 20 for gas," and I had to go and burn 30, 40 for gas, I'll take the 20. Sometimes I won't. If the person looks like they're really hard up, I won't even take the 20. Because a lot of people who are tormented and hurt and go through traumas, a lot of them don't work. A lot of them are depressed. A lot of them are lower income. And if I take that 20 from them, maybe they don't have food for tomorrow. How do I know? So I kind of judge that way, yes. If someone looks like they're well off, I'll take the 20. If they don't look well off, I'll just say forget it. I've had people try to give me money that I refuse, believe it or not. And, you know, like Ed used to say, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but Ed would. He would deny money, too. He would do that with people. He would not take it. But when Ed used to walk down the street, he'd give a homeless person, I'm talking 25, 30 years ago, he'd give a homeless person $10 or $20. He wouldn't give him 50 cents or $1. He'd give him $10, $20. I'd say, "Ed, boy, you gave him $20, Ed." He goes, "Hey, the guy's got to eat, doesn't he?" And that's the kind of guy Ed was. The kind of guy you see Ed in the movies, Ed was that, but a lot more. He was very knowledgeable in the supernatural and the paranormal and the preternatural, but he was very knowledgeable in life, too. He knew how to treat other people and how to be compassionate with other people. And maybe next YouTube video I'll talk a little bit about Ed's life growing up. He lived with an alcoholic mom, but his father was a very stoic and religious man who never smoked or drank. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sign off from the Warrens Occult Museum. You can see Annabelle behind me. The poster, Annabelle Comes Home, which Judy, of course, was her character, my wife, was portrayed in that movie. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sign off, and I thank you for tuning into this YouTube channel for Ed and Lorraine Warren. I really appreciate it. I don't like to ask for likes and for subscriptions, but if you feel like hitting it, hit it. I get some dislikes too, of course. And for the one guy who always gives me a dislike right at the first few viewings, more power to you, pal. You know, more power to you. You don't like me? Hey, you don't like me, what can I say? But anyway, I'm signing off, ladies and gentlemen, and stay safe out there.